Ah, love. What even is that? I personally will have absolutely no clue what that is. I simply don't feel it, nor have a desire to ever experience it. At least, not since this. Maybe that's why I received the letters. 3 letters each written by someone I've yet to find, all detailing what they claim to be true love. 3 letters that, as I recall, match up to 3 unexplainable events. "Rengage!" my partner, Carter, shouted. I could barely hear her due to the massive thunderstorm overhead, sending torrents of rain down onto the office. I and Carter worked for the government, FBI, and we were bored, waiting out the storm at a government office. "You've got mail!" "Where? How?" I questioned, as a very wet Carter entered the building. "Nobody except Kaya sends me mail since I was transferred back here, and they don't send mail on Mondays." "Dunno." Carter shrugged, setting down a small manila envelope down on my desk. It claimed to be from someone calling themselves a lover. And honestly, at first, I thought it was just junk mail. Carter had signed me up for a ton of random websites as a joke. "But I hope you have fun reading from your new suitor." She gave me a silly wink, giggled, then went off into the distance. "Carter," I groaned. Where did she even get the mail from? I'd have to ask her that later. I opened up the envelope and gasped. At first, I thought I saw a picture of a man, dead. Specifically, the form of a man, head caught into what looked to be some sort of combine under its wheels, the rest of the body flailing about in response. "What the? Carter!" I shouted. "If this is a prank, I don't like it." No response. The rest of the office silently glared at me. Oh well, I'd deal with Carter later. It wasn't a picture, no. It was a painting, original, hand-painted by what looked to be high-quality art. I'd bet it was worth way more than I thought, and that's when I wondered if it might have been a gift from some victim I'd saved. Then I read the letter, and it confused me even more. Ah, dear, how I wonder what love truly is. Is it the sight of superiority, the act of undying perfection? What is at love's head, the mind but wasteful chemicals designed to continue this terrible population? What evil god could have created such wondrous evils and marvellous delights? What is a perfect being but one created out of true love? At the end was just the signing mark of the sender. A lover. There was nothing else in the envelope besides, well, what looked like a small wooden head, one that oddly seemed familiar. So I decided it was a prank. When Carter returned an hour later, I asked her if she knew what the whole envelope was all about. She merely shrugged, and she, I realised, genuinely didn't know. Still, even as I had decided it was a prank, something didn't sit right with me. The painting, the message, love, no. Something just seemed way off with this, and it just felt like something was obviously wrong with the whole thing. The next day was sunny. The weather forecast claimed tomorrow would be just as rainy as the day before. I hate this city. "Hey, Rengage!" Carter exclaimed. "I found some weird thing you might want to see. It's pretty cool, just like the letter you got." "What?" I asked, walking grouchily over to Carter. She had a news article out, and something about a picture right in the centre seemed oddly familiar. "Is that creepy, huh?" Carter pushed her chair back, allowing me a better view of the partly blurred image. "Yesterday night, right after the storm, a farm just out of town had a curious incident. Some guy somehow got himself caught under the harvester, and the thing must have ripped the poor guy's head off. Coincidence?" I hesitated. "These things happen all the time, right?" Dunno, but listen, the article says that they never found the head. It's like, boom, gone. It got crushed. Yeah, but it's like there's not much evidence it got crushed. Some of the comments say that it's almost like his head suddenly just wasn't there anymore. Like something took it. Freaky. This coincidence just didn't sit right with me. But I tried to shake the feeling off. But no matter what I tried, I just couldn't feel like the two events were connected. Even though, besides the strange painting, nothing connected them. I went to sleep, thinking about it. I guess you could say I tired myself out just having that on my mind. But the next thing I knew, I was asleep. I woke up at 3 a.m, right as a flash of lightning shot through the skies. I, like the lightning, shot up, awakened by thunder. As the lightning flashed, I swear I saw this woman right at the edge of my bed, all covered in blood. Yet she wore picture-perfect clothes. I yelped, but as the lightning dimmed, then struck again, I saw that nobody was there. It's only a trick of the light, I murmured. Nothing to worry about. That's when I saw it. A second envelope, right at the edge of my bed, just waiting for me to open it. I rubbed my eyes, wondering if I was hallucinating. I pinched myself. Nope. The thing was real, and it was begging for me to read it. Even in my half-awake state, I was concerned. Who the heck had left this here? It wasn't there before, and this was no way a prank from Carter. She was miles away, at some party or something. Hello? I growled, snatching a gun from a drawer and getting up. Anyone there? A flash of lightning illuminated someone in the corner, draped in a shade of brown, and instinctively I pointed the gun at it. I sighed as I realised it was one of my coats, draped on the sofa. I'm armed, I yelled. Anyone here? Then I heard the front door close with a bang, and I ran after, only to see, through the mist-stained windows, someone running into the suburban neighbourhood where I lived. What the hell? I attempted to switch on the lights, but the storm seemed to have cut power to my house. Later, I learned it was just my house. No other houses in the neighbourhood were affected, just mine. The next thing I decided to do was to check the cameras. I had cameras virtually everywhere in the house, yet when I checked them, nothing showed any evidence of an intruder. Even just now, when what I thought was someone leaving, the camera showed that the door had remained closed the entire time. Outside, it merely showed a cat jumping away. Carter, I said, calling her on the phone. Yeah? Behind her voice, there seemed to be a cacophony of violent noise. I've got a situation, I told. Stay on this line. If anything happens to me, you'll know. Ren, what's this about? Stay on the line, I demanded. I'm going to read you a letter that somehow appeared on my bed. Okay? I tore the envelope, revealing a photo of a river, and in the river was a head, 2 arms and 2 feet. Yet no body, no torso remained. True love is following someone around for days, months, years in search of the perfect plan to declare your undying confidence. True love is building a vessel for the one you believe in. A vessel needs a mind to think with, and a mind I have brought. True love needs a body so that I may live. A lover. What the heck? Carter murmured, stepping away from whatever cacophonous party she was in to somewhere quieter. Carter, can you come over? Then static. The line was gone. Cut. I looked outside my window. For a second, I thought I saw a woman there, with a knife, cutting through the telephone cable high above my house. A smile, wider than any I'd ever seen. But as the lightning flashed yet again, I saw nothing. Nothing but a massive tree, which had come down crashing onto the wiring. I didn't sleep, not until Carter had instinctively come over. Together, we both searched the house. We found nothing, no more notes, no envelopes, nothing. Still, I didn't like it, and I ended up staying over at Carter's. Her partner didn't mind. "My God," Carter gasped, her hand signalling me to come over. "I think we need to report these letters." On her laptop screen, I read the news. A homeless man had found several limbs while looking for a bridge to take shelter underneath. The limbs had washed up onto the shore, and just as a picture, no torso was found. As before, someone in the comments going by Quint Mognis suggested that it looked like the torso simply vanished, or was cut off and removed. The head was found later, when authorities dove into the river and recovered it. "Let's report this," I murmured. And so we did. An hour later, the third envelope arrived. I don't know how, but it just did. I was talking with Carter at the office cafeteria when I reached into my bag to show her something, when I suddenly felt cold, clammy hands reach around my skin, and I screamed. "Ren!" Carter yelled, concerned. I looked into my bag, and for a second I thought there was someone inside, the head of a young woman and hands wrapping around my arm. Never mind. "Ren, maybe we need to get you to a doctor," Carter suggested. "I think the whole letter thing is getting to you." That's when I spotted the letter, and I pulled it out and gasped. "That's not possible." We opened it. This was it, the third and final letter, and the reason I'm writing now. Carter read it aloud, in a whisper only we could hear. "A body, a mind, complete. Such dedication for true love I have shown, such amazing grace, but the vessel requires something more. No, true love isn't built on but bones of perfection. No, true love needs limbs, fleshy and moist to hold on to, like the arms of an angel, a lover." That's when we saw the picture neatly folded. A picture of me. I was in a bedroom. The details weren't enough to know where, but something inside me told me it wouldn't be safe, no matter where I went. I was laid out on the bed, but something was wrong. It looked like my limbs, both arms and legs, had been replaced by what looked like worms, black and squirming worms, and if I stared long enough, it was almost like the painting was real, moving, and inevitable. "Oh my God," Carter gasped. "I'm not sure what to do now." Out of the corner of my eye, I swear I could have seen that woman I saw earlier, in the corner, smiling, a grotesque thing next to her. It looked like someone stitched together, a head and a torso, with the only thing missing, limbs. Then it was gone. Me and Carter went to the doctor's office, just in case, and we met with someone named Mogni, and they found nothing wrong with me. And then, that's when it all went wrong. I was still in the hospital, except everything looked wrong. Carter was gone, and there was nothing I recognised. I took out my phone and texted her, but I got no response. Strangely, the internet worked fine, but "True love," spoke a voice which seemed to come from both everywhere and nowhere at once, "is a hunt." And then I awoke in a hospital bed, with a nurse at my side. "What happened?" I asked. "Who are you? Where's Carter?" "You fainted at Dr. Mognis's office a few hours ago," she explained. Something about her was wrong. She looked exactly like the woman I'd been seeing, and somehow, just as I realised that, she smiled that same evil smile. "I'm afraid your friend Carter had to go. Maybe it was something to do with true love." Who are you?" I growled. "I'm just a nurse," she replied, smile growing even wider. "I'll be back with food very soon." And then I ran, as fast as I could, back home, back to my room. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm hearing her words again and again, talking about this grotesque thing she calls love. I checked the cameras a while back. She's at my doorstep now, just knocking on the door. I don't know what's going to happen to me, or if anyone's going to read this last message from me. But anyone, Carter, I need you to help me if possible. That woman outside isn't at my front door anymore, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, because she's just outside my room, knocking again, and again, and again.